Hey, what's up? So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through step by step on how to actually get consistent course sales, even if you have zero audience. And this is the exact step-by-step process that I use personally to launch my very first course back in 2019. And we literally did over $23,000 in 14 days. And in this video specifically, I'm going to walk you through how to actually do this process with Facebook. And we're going to release a series of videos to actually show you how to do this on Instagram and on school as well too. So make sure you actually hit that subscribe button so you can learn how to always get consistent sales with your online course. So there's really going to be 4 parts of this video. The first part of the video, we're going to be going over the richest are in the niches. The second part of the video, we're going to be going over building your profile funnel. And then the third part of the video, we're going to be going over community hacking. And then the fourth part, we're going to be going over making sales with ease. So yes, I got my notes right here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So let's hop right in. The very first thing you want to realize is you have to remember the old school way of selling your online course and the new school way of selling an online course. What the old school way actually is falling into the trap of believing that you have to build an audience first. You have to build a following first. You have to post all this content and you can't sell a course until you actually have an audience. That's the old school approach. That is simply just not true. I grew my first online course, and when I made $23,000 in 14 days, I didn't have an audience. I wasn't even posting content like that. So that's not true. What we want to transition to is transition to the belief in the new school way of selling an online course. And that new school way of selling an online course is selling your course as you build your audience, okay? This is the absolute key, because what you don't want to happen is as you're building your audience, you post a piece of content that goes super viral and you have nothing to sell those people, right? Those people like what you had to say. They want your offer, but then you don't have a program to sell them. So guess what? That means you just missed out on so much money and so many opportunities for you to actually get a lot of sales with your online course. And this is why it's so important to focus on the new school way of selling your online course, which is actually selling your course as you build your audience. Okay. And the number one thing that you must do in order to do this effectively is move into part 1, where we're talking about the richest are in the niches. Okay. You have to remember that. What that really means is a niche is nothing more but this. You want to focus on a specific type of person with a specific type of problem. That's it. That's what it means when we say niche down. Focus on a specific type of person with a specific type of problem. And I know a lot of people out there tell you that you need to niche down, but they don't really tell you how or what that actually is. Or they have some super elaborate, complicated way to niching down, just leaves you all confused. So here's the easiest solution and fix for you that you can actually use. Think about this. Whatever you decide your course topic is actually on, focus on your niche being the past version of yourself. That is the easiest thing you can do, because oftentimes the greatest niche we can actually choose is who we used to actually be. And guess what that means? That means you understand that person so much better than anyone else out there because you used to be them. And the reason why this is so important, because in your marketing, all great marketing really is being able to describe a person's problems, challenges, and struggles better than they can themselves. And when you do that, they will automatically believe that you have the solution, because how else can you understand their problems so well? And this is the key. And this will make all your content, all your marketing so much better. And that's why you have to start with the niche, and your niche should be the past version of yourself. Okay. That's going to be the easiest thing that you can actually do. And now that you understand what that niche is, and again, just remember, a niche is nothing more but a specific type of person with a specific type of problem. Remember the keyword specific, okay? Because if your marketing isn't specific, it will fail. Most people try to market to everybody and they end up selling nobody. And that's why they struggle, right? For example, a good example of this is for a lot of our clients or some of our clients that come in and they have self-development offers. They're focused on trying to help everybody in the self-development space because they see Tony Robbins or Bob Proctor or one of these huge self-development guys targeting everybody. And yet they don't realize they don't have the brand or the audience like those influencers. So therefore they can't market like them. So instead of, let's say, for example, if you have a productivity offer, instead of you saying, I'm going to teach people how to be productive, I want to help everybody. Instead, what you're going to do, let's say your past version of yourself, let's say, for example, me, I used to run multiple 6-figure e-commerce business. So I can literally say, I'm going to create a productivity course teaching e-commerce entrepreneurs how to be more productive so they can scale their business. That's literally very, very specific. So when you say a specific type of person, you want to think about things as like literally relationship status. You want to think about, it could be race, ethnicity. It can literally be gender. It can be literally sexual orientation. It can be all these things. This is what you want to think about, and that's specific. Okay. And now once you got that specific type of person with a specific type of problem, you want to think about what is the solution that you actually help people actually solve. What is a problem that you're actually solving for them? Because you want to remember this: people don't buy courses; they buy solutions. And you want to just remember that, okay? So now that we got that down, that's phase one, which is the riches are in the niches. And this is the most important part, because without this part, everything else that we're going to go over is going to fail. So the second thing that we actually want to get into is optimizing your profile and building a lead magnet. For those of you who don't know what a lead magnet is, all it literally is building something of value that you give away for free that gets people, your ideal customer, your ideal avatar, to raise their hand and say, hey, I want that free thing you got. That's awesome. So this is what we're going to do. I'm actually going to walk you through and show you how this actually looks on Facebook. Okay. Actually, I just remember if I go on Facebook, I think I'm not gonna be able to record my video. We'll see. If my video goes off, that's why. Okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna hop on Facebook. I'm gonna walk you through exactly what it actually looks like to actually optimize your profile and what kind of a lead magnet actually is. Okay. So we go to Facebook right here. You can see as we're on Facebook. If you go to my Facebook profile, you literally see, as soon as you land here, you can already see what I actually help people do. And when you optimize your profile, you want to think about your profile being a funnel. And if you don't know what a funnel is, all a funnel is just a sales process. How do you take someone from literally never hearing of you and then buying your program? How do you do that, right? That's what the funnel actually is. So the funnel, as soon as people land on my profile, they see helping you build a $12,000 a month plus online course / coaching biz in 90 days using the pre-sale and scale method, right? That is them. So when they see this, they identify with that. They're like, oh, wow, that's exactly what I want to do. And the reason why I say you, helping you, because you is the closest thing you can say to someone's name, right? If I want to speak to everybody, instead of saying I help people or I help coaches, that's impersonal. But if I say helping you, they know I'm talking directly to them. This is a small but very powerful psychological thing that you can do to make your ideal customers, your ideal avatar really like, wow, that is for me, right? So that is literally that. So we say we help you build and then desire. So what is the desire people want? In time frame. So if you don't have a time frame, that's totally fine. And you just say in the method. So helping you achieve desire in time frame with whatever your method is. Okay. So this is the first part of optimizing your profile, having to cover like this. And then from there, what we want to do is we go into our lead magnet. So one of the greatest lead magnets you can actually do is a free course, right? So when I say a free course, that doesn't mean it's like a huge extensive course. It can literally be one video, or it can literally be 4 videos. We usually like to at least have 3 to 4 videos for a free course, and they're just small little 5-minute like pieces. Okay, so that's all this actually is. But here's the beauty of this: when you say you're giving away a free course, what does that do? A free course has a high perceived value. What does that mean? When people hear about you giving away a free course, what do they automatically think? They think that, wow, a course that literally costs, like courses cost $500 all the way up to $10,000. And you're going to give this away to me for free. So this attracts more people because a free course has a high perceived value. And what this would do is as we go through what I'm going to go over in just a second, which is community hacking, you'll start to get a lot of people, a lot of traffic coming to your profile for free. And this will be the first thing that they see. And you get a lot of people DMing you first because they're like, man, I want that free course. And those are all people who are your ideal customers. So you'll see how this actually starts to play in. And again, if you like what we're going over so far, and you like us to actually help you like make sure that you're Facebook profile is actually optimized, then you can literally just go down below and just literally book a call with me, and I'll literally help you make sure that your Facebook profile is optimized, and we can go over what it actually looks like for us to work together so we make sure you build a profitable online course. Okay. So with that being said, this is the first part of your profile funnel, getting this. And for all of our clients, we give them the exact template of this right here, so that way they can just add it to their profile with ease. Okay. And the cool thing is, you see all these like little like gifts and stuff, not gifts, but all these like tablets, computers. This makes, because when you say free course, a course is an intangible thing. It's something people can't hold. So when you have images like this that show what the free course actually is, it turns the intangible to something tangible. And now people are like, wow, I get all of this for free. And then that makes them literally reach out to you even more. So that's the first part of optimizing your profile funnel. The next thing is something simple, where it's just literally right here where it says the intro, DM me 12K for my free course to help you build a profitable online business. So that is literally just me telling people like, hey, make sure you DM me for this. And then we just literally have the link to the free course here so people can click it, and then they can actually go through this free course right here. Okay. So that is the free course. And if you're watching this, we're actually about to change this link to a different platform. But that's literally that's what it looks like to optimize your profile. And that's what that's what you do to get a lead magnet. Okay. So that is literally the profile funnel. Now, the next thing we want to go over is community hacking. So if you have zero audience, what I'm about to walk you through right now is the key for you to literally going from zero audience to over thousands of audience. If you stay consistent with this, you do exactly what I'm going to tell you. And this is going to allow you to build an audience of buyers, because you don't want to just have a big audience that actually isn't buyers, right? Because a lot of people, what they do and what they think they want to go viral so they can get a lot of views. But here's the thing: when you go viral and you get a lot of views, you're not getting views of your ideal audience. I much personally rather get views of literally 200 views of my ideal audience who can afford to pay for my program. They get a million views of people who can never afford to pay for my program. So this is a psychological shift you want to think about, right? That's what you want to think about. Okay. So from here, now let's go into the community hacking. So how you community hack is, what you want to do is, now that you got a niche clear, a specific type of person with a specific type of problem, now what you want to do is you want to look for specific Facebook groups and Facebook communities that have your ideal target customer or audience or your niche inside of it. Okay. And here's how you actually find the best Facebook groups for you. Okay. I can't believe I'm giving you this for free, but I just want to help you. This is really, really gold. This is some real game. But here's how you find the best Facebook groups for free. Number one, paid groups. Paid groups is the number one best groups that you can actually find, because these are people who already invested into themselves. They already paid for a specific program, and literally they're buyers already, right? And this is the best thing you can actually do, because you want to keep in mind, these groups that we're looking for and that we're joining, they must have our ideal customer. So let's say, for example, if I am helping people with dog training, let's just say that my course is like helping people train their dogs or something, right? If I'm helping people train their dogs, and I've bought in courses in the past, it's all about dog training, and it came with a Facebook group and a Facebook community, that means that all those people in that community are my ideal avatar, because they already bought a course on dog training or something around dog training. That means they're interested in it. And you might be thinking, Jay, if they've already bought that course, then why would they buy my program? Why would they be interested in what I have to offer? And here's the thing. Here's the honest to God truth. Most courses out there suck. Like, I don't know about you, but I've bought plenty of courses and coaching programs that absolutely suck. And the cool thing is, when you're inside of these groups and these paid communities, what you can do is you can see what are all the things that these members are actually having challenges and struggles with. And then from there, you can make sure you add those things into your actual program, so that way they can actually help your actual members in your community or the people in that community, and you have something different. This is how you create differentiation for your offer compared to their offer. Okay. And there's a lot of other stuff we can go into on that, but that's the first types of groups you want to look for. Okay. Paid groups. If you're like, Jay, I've never bought a course around this niche, so I don't have a pay group, that's totally fine. The next best group is going to be influencers. So let's say, for example, if I have a speaking course, I'm helping speakers actually build a profitable speaking business. What I can then look for is I can look at some of the top speakers in the world and see if they have groups about them. So I can look for people like Les Brown. I can look for groups that have around Les Brown, around John Maxwell. I can look at groups around Eric Thomas, and I can look at groups around like all these great speakers out there. Okay, and within these groups, that's how I will find my ideal audience because they're full of like speakers, right? So that's the second one is influencers. Okay, and then the third one, this is going to be more challenging depending on what your niche actually is, but it's going to be pretty much like softwares. So what are some things that your niche is actually using? What kind of software? So let's say, for example, if you're helping people lose weight, you have a fitness offer. One of the softwares that you can actually use or that you can look into is you can or you can think about here is you can think about MyFitPal, which is, I believe I'm saying it right. MyFitPal is like pretty much like a tracking app or a software where people can track their macros, their calories. You can think about things like that. And you want to get creative here because when you think about these things, other people aren't thinking about how to find these kind of groups. So you want to think about the softwares. You want to think about apps. So let's say, for example, if you're helping people gain more sleep, right? You can look in for Facebook groups for something that's called the Aura Ring, which helps you track your sleep. So this is how you start to find your community. You want to start to think about these things outside the box and focus on what are the things your community is interested in. So that's the third one. Now, the fourth and the last one is just overall the niche. So let's say, for example, if we go back to dog training, it'll just be me typing in dog training there, okay? So that's literally how you do it. So let's say, for example, if I come in here and I type in, let's say, dog training, and we type in enter, what we want to do from here on is on the left-hand side, we're going to go literally on groups. And as we come into groups, what we want to do is we want to look for private groups. So you see this one? Because public groups, in public groups, a lot of people are spamming. Like they're just putting a whole bunch of BS content. And they're not monitored by moderators to make sure it's a quality group. So you want to avoid public communities. And what you want to do is you want to scroll down, you want to look for these private ones. So for example, you see protection, dogs, and training. This private community has 187 members, okay? And it has 10 posts a day. A day. That is a lot. That means it's very active and it's very engaging because what you want to do as you're looking in these communities, you want to look for communities that are highly engaged, right? You want, because engagement matters. And you'll see this strategy that I'm showing you right now, it's very similar to what we're going to do on Instagram in the next video that I'm going to be creating where I'll show you how to actually literally start getting consistent course sales by using Instagram if you have zero audience. It's going to be a crazy hack. It's going to be pretty cool, actually. But the same thing on the Instagram training I'm going to talk about here is the most important thing is engagement. How engaged is this actual audience? And just think about this. When we actually go into these groups, here's the next thing that we're going to do. We're going to join these groups, and then we're going to just literally add value inside of these groups. That's it. We're post valuable content inside this group. Because think about this. If you can post your piece of content and give value, you're not asking for anything. You're not telling people, oh yeah, go follow me or message me this. Those things are going to get you kicked out. You're not doing any of those things. All you're simply doing is just adding value. That's literally it. Let's say, for example, if you're doing dog training and someone's like, man, I'm struggling. I just bought this new dog and he's so stubborn and this dog won't listen to anything that I say and he will never sit down no matter how many treats I try to bribe him with, right? What you can do inside these groups, it will be value is you telling your story, because here's the thing. Storytelling is one of the most powerful forms of marketing because it's the only thing in the world that you can actually use in order to install beliefs and remove beliefs or shift beliefs within inside of people. And the cool thing with storytelling, all you have to do is talk about yourself to make people think about themselves. So if I tell you and I talk to you about how, man, when I was growing up, my mom was a single mom and we literally struggled. We came from a very poor family. She was only earning $20,000 a year, raising 4 kids all by herself. And my dad literally abandoned us and I had to grow up watching my mom struggle. If I tell you my story about everything that I went through, that story is going to make you start to think about the times that you went through hard times with your family, with your mom, and you have to watch your mom struggle if you had your mom struggling. And this is how you plant ideas. I know you may be thinking, Jay, that sounds like manipulation, right? A manipulation, like if you look at the definition of the word, it's not a bad thing. It can be used for good, it can be used for bad. The actual definition in the dictionary means to handle skillfully. When it comes to literally like trying to, if you have kids and you're like, man, I don't want my kids to do drugs or anything like that, you better be a good communicator and manipulator to make sure they don't freaking do any drugs, right? So I know that the example might not hit well for people, but anyways, that's all I'm trying to say. But imagine this: we go inside these groups and we post these valuable pieces of content, and we'll start to see as we're inside these groups, we will start to see what are the challenges that people are actually having because they'll literally say, "Man, did anybody know how to do this? Anybody know how to do that?" And that gives you the second opportunity. Okay, before I go to the second opportunity, let's stay on this first one. First thing is we click on this group and we see here that there's 24 new posts today, which means it's very, very active. What does this mean? If there's 24 posts a day, a lot of these posts will be questions and people needing help. And when you go into these groups and you answer some questions, you get value for free without asking anything in return, guess what people would do? What we all do is we would literally go to your profile, right? They'll literally click on your profile and then they'll literally land your profile and boom, this is why it's called the profile funnel. The first thing that they'll see is your banner up here and they're like, wow, this person getting a free course on this thing that I want. Wow, oh my gosh, let me message this person. And then they'll literally reach out to you and message you. So that is literally what you want to actually realize. And this is how you start building an audience for free. And all you're doing is you're literally getting in front of 187,000. Look at this, 187,000 members of your ideal customers. You're getting in front of them and you're giving to them value. And remember, you always want to lead with a giving hand. You want to give because the secret to living is giving. And if you want to receive, you have to give. And I know that may sound woo woo to some of you guys, but it's really true. The more you give, the more you will receive. And you want to give value, especially in this space where there's so many scammers out there. You have to lead with a giving hand and truly like help people, right? And this is how you start to attract people like a magnet, and people will start coming to you. So that way you don't have to literally send cold DMs to everybody, right? You have people come to you, you become a magnet, and you're posting. Literally, I can't like emphasize this enough. You're posting valuable content helping your niche, a specific type of person with their specific type of problem. You're literally helping them solve those problems. So of course, they're going to go back to you and literally like follow you and see what your content is. And this is crazy because when you have these groups like this and you do this consistently, you'll be able to grow your audience like crazy. Like we had a post that go viral, and literally we've gained over 1,000, like literally 1,000 friends on Facebook like crazy. And this is literally the secret is you doing this, okay? And then that is like the first part. And if you look at here, the next thing, because when we find these groups, we won't always go to this activity tab. So I don't know if I went over how to go there. So when we click on these groups, if we're not part of them, what we have to do is right here. This, if you scroll down to activity, it says 24 new posts today. So it shows us it's very active, and it says total members. We want to see right here how many members joined in the last week. It means a lot of people are constantly pretty much joining this group. So it's a growing group, and those are the things you want to see. So this is how you do it. And all you literally do is just press join. You join a group. They usually ask some questions right here. And then you just answer these questions. Make sure you don't say anything like, I want to sell people or I want to help people do this. Don't say anything. You want to act like a real student, like you're actually here to actually just learn and just give and provide and just connect with people who have a similar mindset. And that's literally it. So that is how you find the groups, and that's also how you grow your brand in the groups as well. Because what you want to remember is this: one of these groups, if you're asking yourself, how many groups do I need to find, Jay? I'll say 5 to 10, but you really only need 3 really good groups to really crush it. Like you can make 6 figures with just like a few, like literally one group. Actually, like we made literally not our very first course, but our recent program that we actually launched, we literally made over $106,000 by literally doing this. Okay. And this is like very, very, very powerful. So that is what I would say for the groups. Let me look at my notes. doing valuable posts in the group, and then answering questions and giving value. And then from there, once you're part of this group, next thing you want to do is you want to add people as friends. You want to add like about 33 friends a day inside these groups. Okay. And you want to alternate the groups, because if you keep adding 33 people a day from the same group, eventually Facebook's going to say, hey, you can't be adding, you got to switch it up, right? It's going to give you like a little warning. So you want to make sure you have those 10 groups of your ideal avatar, 10 to 5 or 1 to 3. Ideally, you have 10. Okay, if you can't find 10, that means you got to think more creatively. And then once you have those 10, your daily routine at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, is you're going to add 33 friends inside that group. And here's the good part. Since you're adding value to the group, people are going to be like, oh, wow, I've seen their posts. I've seen their posts like all the time. They're always adding value. You're going to accept your friend request. And guess what? Once they accept your friend request, this now leads us into pretty much the fourth and final part, which is making sales with ease. Now that you've grown your brand, you've grown your popularity, for lack of a better word, inside of a community. You're like literally the what is it called, the party house, or the life of the party. You're like the life of the party inside these communities, and people are like, oh wow, this guy's cool, this guy's like great, and they get that kind of vibe from you. And the cool thing about that is now you can make sales easy. Now that you build a reputation inside a community, you already gain trust inside these people, because you've always been giving, giving, giving without literally telling them to, well, any ask. And this will allow people to come to you. You will attract people. And the good thing about that is now we can make sales with ease. So one, as we add those people as friends and people send us friend requests and people DM us first, the next thing we want to do now is get those conversations and get them to actually book a call with us, so we can see if they're a good fit for our online courses and for our programs. Okay. And then on that call, what we literally do is we literally have a regular conversation. There's no need to do any kind of hardcore sales. Like, I don't believe in that. Again, we're all about attraction, like literally attraction based marketing, and like literally getting people to come to us and not having like to force a sale, right? So these conversations, they're not like your old school ways of selling where you're trying to hard sell so much. It's like a simple conversation, seeing if you can actually help the person. And if you believe you can help the person, you make them an offer and they sign up. And that is literally it. And this is exactly how you're able to literally get consistent sales with your online course, with literally having zero audience whatsoever. And this is how you actually build your audience using Facebook by itself. And if you would like us to actually help you actually use this entire process so you can start getting consistent sales using Facebook and having zero audiences, then literally just go down below in the description, literally book a call. And I'd love to speak with you and see if we can actually help you scale and see what you got going on. So that way you can start impacting so many people's lives and be able to like make a massive difference in this world. So literally, again, go in the description, book a call. I would love to work with you and speak with you. And also make sure you like this video, subscribe, and also as well, lastly, stay tuned for the next video where we're going to go over how we do this exact process on Instagram. So it's not an exact process because Instagram is a little bit of a different platform. Instagram, for me personally, is where I make most of my money. Okay. Facebook is where I started off, and then I made my first, let's say, $23,000. And then we transitioned into Instagram. We still use Facebook ourselves because it's still like, for us, it's still like about $20 to $30,000 a month, like literally engine, like not engine, that's a marketing channel. It's like a $20,000 to $30,000 marketing channel. The rest comes from Instagram. So that's what we actually use. That's what we do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I love you. I believe in you. And remember this, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great. And I believe in you, and I cannot wait to help you unleash all the greatness you have inside of you. Peace, love, and blessings.